Hey guys, Nikhil Hagroo here with another video from the muscle building series part 2, and in this series we go through all the principles of learning how to build muscle, whether that is strength, hypertrophy, conditioning, and training for any kind of sport, whether that's bodybuilding, powerlifting, but more towards the bodybuilding side of things. So today I wanted to talk about a topic, tools, right? And what I mean by tools is that these are just different things and principles and just really tools and aspects of training that you can use to manipulate certain training variables and certain tools that you can use to achieve the results you want. So things like intermittent fasting, keto diets, right? Those are different kinds of diets. And when we really think of a diet, right, the way we change our diet and the way we manipulate it is that we use different tools. So maybe use the intermittent fasting protocol for, I don't know what, because maybe you're really busy and you can't manage to eat 6 meals a day or something like that, and you do want to go on an intermittent fasting protocol. That's the time you can use it, because that's a tool, right? And the most important thing we want to understand about tools in the context that they are is that tools must be used when the context is right, when the situation is right for it. So that example that I gave with intermittent fasting, where you're living a very, very busy lifestyle and that you can't eat 6 meals a day, is that you just don't have the time for it. No matter where you try and squeeze out time, it's just not going to be possible. And it also may not be sustainable to eat 6 meals a day, so maybe you would like to have a big meal right at the end of the day. And that's completely fine as long as the context is right. So let's say someone is completely busy during the whole day, right? They're busy through like morning till afternoon, and in the afternoon that's when they train, because that's when they finish work, they're coming back home and they're going to train. It's training like late in the afternoon, maybe in the evening, like 6 to 8 p.m., maybe even 10 p.m., whatever it is. And then they have their first big meal before they train, then they train, and then they have another big meal, right? The important thing to understand is that it still works. It still kind of undergoes the same principles, that you're getting in a lot of your fuel, like you're getting on a lot of your macronutrients, your protein, your carbs, your fats. You're getting in all of that in pre-workout, and you're working out, and then you're getting everything in post-workout again. So you're getting all your nutrients around your workout time. And then using that kind of protocol, and when you use the tool in the right context, in that kind of situation, you are maximizing the amount of results you can get in that certain situation, because sometimes that these tools are useful in the context that they are, right? Because if you're a person that gyms in the morning, or maybe even twice a day, intermittent fasting is going to be horrible for you, because if you gym in the morning, that's going to deplete a lot of your energy, and then during the day, if you don't replenish that energy with some kind of food, whether it's carbs or fats, and you don't maybe even eat protein before or after that workout, you're going to feel very drained throughout the rest of the day. You're not going to get in the sufficient protein you need to in order to feed the muscles the amino acids they need in order to preserve the muscle mass, and even to start sparking growth after the workout. So things like that. So I know I'm picking on intermittent fasting here, but this applies for all the tools, whether it's ketogenic diet, Atkins diet, high carb diet, and especially when you're going through like a cutting and bulking phase. Those are tools, right? You don't go bulk for the rest of your life. You don't go cut for the rest of your life. You don't go in between for the rest of your life. Maybe you can, right? You can do any of those things, right? But those are all tools. And the most important thing is that when you go in a bulk, that's a tool to put on more muscle. That's a tool to break through plateaus. Is that when you're at this current size and you're not really putting on mass, or you're not putting on mass fast enough, and you really want to, achieve that mass within a certain period of time, right? You're going to bulk. Right, and then when you need to cut, maybe it's for a show, maybe you want to just get 6-pack abs because you want to go to a party or whatever, you're going to have to cut. It's a tool. All of these things are tool. And some people say, there's no need for bulking and cutting. Some people say that. And there is truth to that. Maybe, it's really cut and dry when it's very simple, right? When you don't have to cut or bulk, you don't have to worry about fiddling with your macronutrients, fiddling with calories. You don't have to worry about that. You just have to have like a set, quote-unquote healthy diet that has a good amount of calories for you, that is it's enough for you to make growth, and it's also low enough so that you don't pick up fat at all, and that you actually are able to still lose fat and build muscle at the same time. But it may not be optimal, but maybe you don't want optimal, maybe you want simple, right? Because all of these things is all about what do you want, what are my results, and what tools can I use to achieve those results, right? It's all about asking yourself, what is my outcome, right? When you switch the question to that, what is my outcome, and you start asking, what must I do? Because if you ask, what must I do, you're going to be like, okay, need a bulk. I mean, are you really assessing the situation? It's like, what is my outcome? Well, my outcome is I want to put on more size, right? So then you start saying, okay, you need to slowly start incrementally increasing training volume. You maybe want to start increasing calories as well to fuel your workouts and to also, create growth, because you do need to be in a certain, calorie surplus to create growth, right? Because you can't just synthesize muscle out of nothing, right? Or at least it's faster to grow muscle in a caloric surplus state or a hypercaloric state, sorry. So that is clear. And when you use tools like that, it makes more sense, because people often skew these kind of things. They're like, oh, intermittent fasting is the best thing ever. You go maybe watch Kino Body and you think, oh my god, intermittent fasting is the best thing ever. It may not work for you. That specific tool may not suit the context you're in. Or maybe like someone says, oh, the keto diet is amazing, right? And some endurance, like super high level endurance athlete is telling you keto diet's amazing, it's helping you reduce inflammation, and the this long list of benefits. But maybe you're not a super, high level, top level endurance athlete, and you don't really need to do everything you can possibly can to optimize reduced levels of inflammation, because most of us living a daily life, maybe going to the gym maybe 1 to 2 times a day, training about 1 to 2 hours a day, we're not going to accumulate a huge amount of inflammation that is going to become like a huge problem that we're going to have to alter our diet or alter some of our nutrition and training variables to compensate for the increased level of inflammation. That will not be necessary. So these are tools, right? Because when you just sort of shove a tool in the wrong context, in the wrong situation, it may work. That's the thing, right? Sometimes it may work, and that's the thing, right? Don't get tricked by that, because maybe it's just at the right place at the right time, and just by some point of sheer luck, that the probability and luck and fortune is just with you that it works. That's why things like bro science, right? It's good. You want to see what's working with people around you as well. That's social bias, right? Because as humans, we want to know what is actually working for other people. Because you don't want to just, go around that, some college professor saying, eat, 0.1 grams of protein per pound of body weight, even though scientifically shown to do XYZ and put on, muscle. Maybe some people start losing muscle at that stage. Some people start putting on muscle when that's 0.1 grams of protein per pound of body weight, because we need to know that everyone is different. Everyone has different situations. Everyone has different contexts. Everyone has a different situation and environment. That's why things like personal coaches, personal trainers, that's why they come in here very handy. It's because they're able to analyze your situation, analyze your environment and the context that you're in, right? They're able to see your goals, right? They'll ask you, what is your outcome? What is your goal? Okay, I want to put on size. Then they ask you about your lifestyle, how you eat, blah, 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 right? They get the information from you, analyze the context, and you're like, and with their experience of having multiple clients and etc., they can allocate certain tools and manipulate certain training variables and utilize those tools in order to help you achieve that goal. So, also then another purpose of this program is also to help you guys become your own trainer, right? Be able to lay out your own programs, to be able to design your own block periodized programs, to design your own nutrition program, because at some point, right, this stuff isn't very complicated, but at the same time it's not easy, right? Because we can't get everything in life is not going to be easy. There's going to be some kind of work input to get a high level result, because the higher level result you want, right, the more you're going to have to work and the smarter you're going to have to work. Working smarter, that means you're learning more, you're learning from other people's mistakes, you're not making mistakes of your own, right? And you're working hard, you're putting in the time to work smarter as well, to learn, right? It's a synergistic thing, right? Of you working hard, working smart. One can't exist without the other. You can't just work smart and then work for like 1 hour a day and achieve results, right? And then the rest of the maybe 15 waking hours of your life, you're just going to chill and play PlayStation or play Xbox or chill on the beach, whatever, right? Because the higher the level of the reward you want, right, the harder and smarter you're going to have to work. Some people can work so smart that they can work, they don't have to work extremely hard. But at some point, you're going to have to work hard and smart. So a little bit of a rant there, but of the point of tools and the context. So when it comes to training, the most important thing is that analyze the situation. What tools can I use? And there's so many YouTube channels out there, like Juggernaut System Trainings. I think it's 3D Muscle Journey, basically. Eric Helm's channel. People with Dr. Mike Israel and Chad Wesley Smith at Juggernaut Training Systems and Renaissance Periodization. They really help you. They give you the tools and they say, this is good in a context where, X, Y, Z is happening. If you utilize this tool in this situation, it can yield great results. That's the great thing about them, because they provide those tools. But you also need to be aware of the situation you are in order to say, okay, this tool, right, or maybe the situation he's describing to me, that's my situation, and maybe this tool will be good for me. So you double check the situation, right? Logically, you think it out for yourself. Maybe you do some work, you do a little bit more research. Doesn't have to be a huge amount, but just has to be a little bit so you can understand what is going on with what's going on. Because maybe you can't afford a personal trainer. Well, then you're going to have to do some of the work yourself. You're going to have to do a little bit of research to understand what's going on. Because taking things off the internet and copying and pasting it into your program is not going to work at all. It's not going to help you achieve the results. Yes, those people achieve those results, and we know maybe if we do copy them, we will achieve similar results. Yes, that is true to an extent, but it's all about copying it correctly and copying it correctly into your context and using the same tools they used in their different situations, and you matched, maybe in that point of their life, right? In that point of their life, that's like kind of where I am now. What tools did they use in their life? Because if you look at a top level bodybuilder and they posting their workouts on YouTube and you go and you copy and paste that, it's not going to work. That program is for them at the peak of their career, right? Assuming you're not a pro bodybuilder yourself, you're not going to be really copying and pasting programs off YouTube. But if you're starting out, as a training, maybe as a newbie or an intermediate lifter or bodybuilder, you really have to look, okay, what did they do to get to that level? That information is not so readily available everywhere, but doing things like researching online, watching series like these, going to different kinds of YouTube channels that do provide this information will help you achieve the results. So, recapping and really closing out this video, what is your context? Using the tool, asking yourself what is the outcome, and fitting the right tool to the right situation. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to come out with part 3 next week. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe.